talked about this on the show last week where he said the Cardinals, we cannot be talking about a game where Kyler Murray got outplayed, and he did. There was multiple times in this instance where Kyler should have been better, and he wasn't. And I'm moving over a little bit because there's a lot of people in the background, but we couldn't talk about this game. We had to talk about a game where Kyler Murray played well, and in big spots. Like, I'm looking at the statistics right now. The Cardinals outrushed them, they outpassed them, total yardage nearly doubled them, more first downs, penalties were a little bit of an issue, time of possession. If you look at the statistics, the Cardinals are supposed to win this game. They are supposed to win that game. When you nearly double up the opposing team in every statistic, you have to win that game, and they didn't do that. And, you know, good teams win this kind of game. Maybe the Cardinals just aren't a good team. Like, there's elite teams, there's Super Bowl contenders, there's good teams, there's decent teams, and there's bad teams. Maybe I got ahead of myself, maybe I'm overreacting, I don't think so, but it felt like the Cardinals got beat by a good team today. You're up 19-6 at one point in this game. You have to be better. You have to win that game. And as my arm gets a little tired, that's just what it is. Like, at the end of the day, you know, just to harp on Kyler really quickly, we talked about this on the show. We could not be talking about a game where Kyler Murray got outplayed by Sam Darnold. We cannot be talking about, man, the Cardinals would have just won if Kyler Murray did this. He didn't. He had a bad interception. He had two bad interceptions. The second one, not so much. It's the last play of the game, basically. You got to try to make a play. First interception was not good. You're forcing something, turns into points the other way. Then you have other issues just down the field. The egregious intentional grounding, can't have that either. And it's just overall, it's just bad. You have to be better than that when you're the Cardinals. You have to be better than that if you're Kyler Murray. The intentional grounding, that was just so obvious. Can't have that there. Figure out another, get out of the pocket. Late at the end of the game where he has the ability to scramble outright, nearly gets taken, tries to make a guy miss. You lose a timeout there. Get out of bounds. Just, we're talking about a game. Vikings fans are letting me have it. They're letting me have it, as they should. I was loud in this game, and I was annoying. But what I will say is, these Vikings fans are some of the nicest people. They're very nice people. So I left my mics at home, so sorry if the audio is not great. But overall, like, we couldn't be talking about that. The Cardinals had to win this game. You're up 19-6. Kyler Murray didn't make the play. Jonathan Gannon, I thought, coached a really good game. Nick Rawlis, I thought, played a really good game plan. We cannot keep talking about these games where the defense plays really, really well and the offense doesn't show up. You just simply cannot continue to have that in these types of games. And in every statistic where you nearly double them up on everything besides penalties, you lose. Good teams win those games. Bad teams lose those games. Decent teams lose those games. You're up 19-6. And a lot of that, I'm kind of harping back on it, but a lot of that falls on Kyler. Kyler has to be better. You cannot keep talking about Kyler not doing more in this spot. And, you know, I talk about how good Kyler can be. I talk about him potentially being a top 6 quarterback in the NFL. I talk about all these different things, and still, when big moments happen, he just doesn't play particularly well. And I'm talking about the intentional grounding. I'm talking about the egregious interception. The second one, not so much. You have to make a play at the end of the game, but you just can't keep having that. You can't have Sam Darnold outplay you. You cannot have these guys who are seen as middle-of-the-road, mediocre quarterbacks. If you want to be in that tier 1 of guys, I have to grade you harshly. And the Cardinal fans can get upset about me, but that's what this page is. We're holding teams accountable. We'll give them praise when there's praise. We'll give them, bad when there's bad. We'll go after them when they're bad. And that's just tough for a team that should have been better. And, you know, as I'm wrapping up here just really quickly, you can't keep letting the defense down. And the Cardinals simply let down the defense once again. And then just really lastly, Drew Petzing has to go. I've given him enough time. I don't know what happened from this year to last year. Drew Petzing has not been good enough for this team. He just simply has not been good enough for this team. He goes conservative. When they're up 19-6, they go away from everything that works, and that just cannot continue to happen for this team. Drew Petzing, we'll get more into it on Monday. We'll get more into it on Tuesday when I'm back. But overall, the Cardinals lose a game that was very winnable. I'm very happy for my Vikings fans that came with me, that live in Phoenix, got to see their team win. But just feels like in back-to-back weeks, easily winnable games, that doesn't happen. So maybe we have to reconsider the Cardinals being a good team or an elite team. But that's enough for me. Quick 5 minutes. We'll talk about it more on Tuesday. We'll talk about it more on Monday. But that's a tough loss.